Get your steps in with me, and let's keep pouring this tea, y'all. Today, I want to talk about Caleb Smith. His cousin actually commented on the video we posted yesterday and verified that he was missing January the 16th. I was confused. I did say a couple months. I initially thought it was a couple of weeks, that they went missing a couple of weeks apart. No, the GBI website is lying and saying that Keeslyn went missing January the 28th. She went missing the 18th, and Caleb went missing just 2 days before she did from the Flying J, January the 16th. Since we're going into deeper detail, I really wanted to put a face with a name and show you guys and really do their stories justice. So this is a picture of Caleb Smith. He was 21 years old when he went missing January 16th, 2020 from the Flying J truck stop in Resaca off of exit 320 I-75. You can kind of get an idea of what he looks like with short hair, with long hair, dressed up or casually. Tall, thin build guy, you know, kind of lean but still kind of small, maybe around 6 foot tall. So it's my assumption that a much larger, more calculated and manipulative man who was stronger than him is responsible for what happened to Caleb. This is the Flying J where he went missing at. You can see there's a Denny's diner on one side, a gas station on the other side. Let it be known that there are cameras inside this place, but there's not one single working camera on the outside of this facility. And it is a large truck stop off the side of I-75, exit 320 to be exact. This is alarming given that it is such a large truck stop that services so many people, and it's in a very large, secluded, wooded, heavily wooded area with trails. Just to give you an idea of how many truckers could be at this truck stop at one time on any given day. Now here is a chilling piece of evidence. This is Caleb's car. This car right here is Caleb's car. It was parked, I don't know the make or model, but just like Keeslyn's car was parked at this gas station, notice his car is perfectly straight, backed in. Now, we know that Keeslyn's seat was pushed much further back and was not parked by her. We don't know if, because Caleb is a guy, if whoever drove his car backed it in there was this possibly could be of a similar height. They may have not noticed any changing in his seating position, but it was obvious with Keeslyn because she was a very short, small girl, and her daddy knew for a fact that she did not back in her car, and she sure couldn't park in no damn straight line. Now, this is Eerie, okay? Did the same person that got Caleb January the 16th park his car like this before he disappeared from this gas station with him? And did that same person 2 days later take Keeslyn from this gas station and park her car in the same manner? Like, this connection is very eerie to me, and believes that the same person could be involved in both of these people's disappearances. What I believe we have here is a copy of the coroner's report. He was referred to the medical examiner. It shows that the cause of injury was substance abuse. He was discovered February 2nd, 2020. Now, do the math. He disappeared January the 16th and was found February the 2nd. Okay. Well, this is the property where Caleb's body was discovered. It's a very wooded, marshy area. Not easy to get in and out of. There definitely would have been footprints going in and out of the area, which is blowing my mind, because why does Gordon or Murray not have any molded prints? I heard there was boot prints on the scene. Why didn't they mold that? And given the manner in which he was found completely nude, we know he wasn't wearing any shoes at all. He did not walk out there, I'm sorry. He was carried or dragged in some type of manner. I will not ever believe in my life that he willingly walked out onto this property under the influence of a substance or not. Like, do they really expect us to believe that this boy, High Smith, walked 5 miles from the Flying J gas station to this wooded area and overdosed face down naked, and nobody found him? Please. They also lied to Caleb's family and said that the fire that was set near where his body was found was a controlled burn. And the Forestry Commission just released a report to his mother this week that in fact was not a controlled burn, that was an incendiary burn, and that it was their personal belief that fire was in fact set to destroy or cover up some type of evidence associated with the crime of her son. So now she is calling for this case to be reopened and reinvestigated, and we are all standing with her on this because none of this makes sense. Let me tell you something else that don't make no sense is inside of his car they found his cell phone with the battery removed. I'm not sure what kind of cell phone he had. A lot of us have iPhones and they don't have a removable battery, but for y'all that don't know, back in the day it was cell phones with removable batteries, and he had one, and they have discovered that cell phone was in his vehicle and the battery was removed. I don't think that they ever put another battery in his phone or tried to get a hold of any kind of phone records or investigate his cell phone in any kind of way, which I think is absolutely ridiculous because I'm sure there were fingerprints all over his cell phone and his vehicle. I guarantee you they did not print nothing. They didn't print nothing of Keeslyn's either. The evidence was already basically tampered with before they even, they pretended they wanted to do an investigation and then said, oh, shit's been tampered with. So, of course, after everybody's touched it and looked in it and tried to find out what's going on, you're not going to get a good print for a perp off of any of this. It's already been smudged or wiped off or covered up with the family members' fingerprints, probably because the family was doing more than the authorities at this point. One thing that I do find interesting, a difference in Caleb and Keeslyn's case, is her cell phone was never found. It is still missing. And like I told y'all yesterday, y'all already know, they lied to her parents and said that they could not subpoena the phone company for phone records. But they absolutely have enough to do that, and they're just not. We need to see some cell phone records. We need to see calls, text messages, anything out of the ordinary needs to be looked into and investigated heavily. We need to see footage from the inside of the Flying J when Caleb was there. We really need to see footage from the whole week, okay? Like, he goes missing the 16th and she goes missing the 18th from the same location. If someone was planning something as strategic as that and it was the same person or same group of people performing some type of operation, they definitely would have that place scouted out for sure. And I feel like they should really go back and get all the footage that they can to see if there's anyone who looks suspicious in and out of the Flying J around the same time. Truck drivers need to be looked at and investigated. Like, this needs to go all the way up the ladder to where, like, the very departments that investigated these cases need to be investigated themselves, either by the GBI or the FBI, because why are we catching them in so many lies, and why is there such little lack of evidence? We need to have stories like Caleb's and Keeslyn's put out there and heard because they need to be reopened and reinvestigated properly. The family deserves to know the truth. They're sick of the lies. Us as locals totally are sick of the lies. This type of stuff has been going on for decades, and we're literally watching young women and men just disappear, and we're getting no answers. We're getting no clues. Like, something has got to be done. Either the authorities aren't investigating out of fear, or they're directly involved. You know, I find it funny that in almost every trafficking ring bust, there is authorities involved. There are people who are in powers within the local government or community who are involved. And I think that is the same thing going on here. Like, we're not being told the truth for a reason. And I want to find out what all of those reasons are.